Don't throw away soap scraps. Just combine them with one ingredient to create a brilliant item. This trick will save you a lot of money. Prepare a pan and a grater. Grate a bar of old soap with the grater. Sprinkle the shavings onto the pan. Then add 2 liters of water. Start heating the mixture over low heat. Stir constantly to dissolve the soap. Add a tablespoon of salt and stir again. The salt added to the melted soap will help it harden and reduce its stickiness. It may also help improve the soap's durability and consistency. Salt is a natural preservative. When everything is fully dissolved, pour the contents of the pan into a heat-proof container. Place the container in the refrigerator for 3 hours to thicken. It should have a solid consistency. Pry it out of the container to remove it. Cut the entire block into smaller pieces. This way, I get up to 8 new soap bars from 1 block. They haven't lost their properties. We can still use them to wash our hands. In addition, our gray soap is suitable for dishwashing. It will also work great for removing stains from clothes. Instead of throwing soap scraps in the trash, use them this way. Place 3 candles on the pan and leave them for a few minutes. The effect is beautiful. For this trick, you'll need 3 table candles. You can use old or broken candles for this. Place them on the pan and turn on the stove. Use low heat. Leave them for a few minutes. When the candles start to melt, remove the wicks. Leave one of them for later. Slice 1 lemon into thin slices. Then, take an orange. Also, slice it into thin strips. Put the fruit slices in a glass jar or glass. Arrange them tightly around the sides of the container. Prepare the spices, cinnamon sticks and star anise. Place them among the slices. Attach the candle wick to a stick and place it in the glass. It should reach the bottom. Position it so that it hangs in the center. Pour the melted wax from the pan immediately into a heat-resistant glass container. Then, pour the wax into the container with the fruits and spices. You can add a few drops of essential oil to it. Leave it for a few hours to cool. When the wax is cold, trim the excess wick, and it's ready. You can make a lovely festive candle from old candles. Do you also have a problem with white stains on a black sink? Most people who buy such a sink have no idea how to take care of it. White marks don't come off even after washing with dish soap. But an indispensable solution in such a case turns out to be one inexpensive product. Everyone has it in the kitchen cabinet, and it turns out it should also be next to the sink. Then, white deposits from water will never mar your kitchen. Apply a simple trick, and in a few minutes, you'll get rid of the problem. Here's how to deal with it. Take a bottle of vinegar and pour it into a spray bottle. Then spray the sink surface where there are white spots. Do it thoroughly and generously. Place pieces of paper towel on the damp sink and spray vinegar again. It's important for the paper towels to be completely wet. This way, the vinegar won't evaporate, and it will work longer, removing the white spots. Leave the paper for several minutes. In just a few minutes, you'll see that the white marks disappear. After a dozen or so minutes, remove the paper and see the difference. There will be no trace of lime deposits. The black streaks and spots will be a thing of the past, and you can enjoy a perfectly clean black sink. To prevent new white deposits, just spray the sink with vinegar from time to time, and that's it. Good luck. The ordinary box from Laundry Capsules has a hidden use. I'm sure you've never used it this way. It can come in handy in the kitchen, so it's worth not throwing it away. It turns out that manufacturers, when creating packaging or boxes, don't know that they have hidden properties. Any box from laundry powder or capsules can be used in a way that I'll show you now. I've always had a problem with food scraps in the sink. No matter how much you clean the dishes before washing, bits of food still remain on them. Take the aforementioned box and make holes in its bottom. It will then look like a sieve. To do this, you can heat a nail on a hot stove or use a regular candle. A hot nail quickly melts plastic. Also, make a hole in the lid of the box, which will serve to hang the box near the sink. Hang it using a self-adhesive hook, then attach the prepared box. Thanks to it, your sink will be clean and unclogged. This trick allows you to collect waste that settles on the bottom. All that remains is to remove and discard anything unnecessary into the trash can. After use, rinse the container and hang it up for next time. I always keep a ball of aluminum foil by the sink. Thanks to it, I don't have to call a plumber. When you have a little aluminum foil left, don't throw it away. Crumple it into a ball and place it by the sink. If you have more used foil, but it's not dirty, I'll just remind you first about the trick I mentioned in one of the videos. You can put such a ball in the dishwasher. Aluminum foil reacts with the detergents used in the dishwasher capsule. There is an oxidation process, as a result of which glasses, cups, and cutlery are shiny. They don't have a matte film. But today, I'll tell you about another trick with aluminum foil. Remove the strainer from the sink. Take a piece of aluminum foil and line the bottom of it, right in the drain. A depression will form in the foil. Do this right after lunch. Regardless of what fat you fry on, try this method. Pour the leftover fat from lunch into the foil depression and run cold water. The water should flow under the foil. It shouldn't flow onto the fat. This will help the fat cool down faster. After a while, you can remove a solid piece of fat from the foil. If it's leftover vegetable butter or coconut oil, throw it away in the organic waste bin. If you fried on clarified butter or lard, throw the fat away in mixed waste. Put a plastic grocery bag into the sink. You won't have to call a plumber. Just a regular plastic bag, and the drain will be clear. If an unpleasant odor emanates from the sink and you hear gurgling in the pipes, apply this method as soon as possible. Remove the strainer from the sink. First, pour some dish soap. The soap removes grease that accumulates in the drain. There's always a lot of it in the kitchen sink. If you're using this method for the first time, pour quite a bit. There's definitely a lot of grease stuck to the walls of the pipes. Now we'll use a secret white powder. Pour about 4 tablespoons into the sink. Time for the third ingredient. It's vinegar. Just pour about 200 milliliters into the drain. Immediately, a reaction will occur between the vinegar and the white powder, and foam will quickly start to form. You probably already guessed that the white powder was baking soda. Now it's time to use the plastic bag trick. Take the bag and insert it into the drain. Try to plug the sink. You can press down on the bag with a bottle of vinegar or another liquid. If you've done it correctly, foam will also start to come out through that small hole. That's the air vent. When foam stops coming out, unplug the sink and see what happens. If foam starts coming out of the sink again, plug it again for a longer time. Usually, it takes about half an hour for the mixture to clean the sink. Only when everything starts to flow into the sink can you turn on hot water and flush the sink thoroughly. Hot water will remove all the residue that the soda, liquid, and vinegar broke down. If you take care of the sink like this once a month or every 2 months, you'll never have to call a plumber.